Have you ever wondered if drugstore makeup can really hold its own against Ulta and Sephora finds? Today, I'm unboxing a huge haul from all three, and we're gonna try everything on. We'll compare the hits and misses and see which products are actually worth your money. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you all of the products I got and how to work with them together. Even though they might not be the exact same level of quality, they can still work together beautifully. So I'm gonna show you the tips and tricks that I use to make everything work seamlessly, even if they don't quite get along. So this isn't only going to be an amazing product showcase, it's also going to include some tips and tricks on what you can use and how you can use it. We'll start with priming the skin, move on to our base, then complexion products to add a little bit of color, and finish off with some setting spray and the lip products. And let me know in the comments, what do you have the most trouble with when it comes to using more than one product together? Do you have trouble getting them to blend? Do you have trouble with the finish in the end, with some products peeling and some products not? Just let me know and I'll try to address it in some future videos, and maybe we can bounce some ideas off of each other and come up with a perfect solution just for you. Now the other day, Mark and I were going camping and we stopped at Walmart, and I was just gonna grab a few things that I could use over the weekend because I'd completely forgotten to bring anything. And I got this Wet n Wild makeup sponge, and the cute little bunny ears face thing on it was just so adorable. I know it's just a sponge, but at the time I needed a sponge. Or I thought I did. I didn't even end up using it, but that's because I wanted to save it for today. The sponge is now wet and this thing like tripled in size, but it is so firm. I hope it doesn't leave a bunch of rings around my face when I'm patting in product, but we'll find out together. Now for primer, one of these I picked up from TjMax for $3.99. It's this e.l.f. Daily Dew Stick. If I can get a glowy finish from a stick for $3.99, I'll take it. And when I placed my last Ulta order, they did include this NYX Face Freezy primer, and I also want to use this because I've seen this at Ulta multiple times and I've yet to try it. And I love products that are cooling, especially in the summertime, because I can bring down redness. But this also has niacinamide and snow mushroom in it, so it's gonna be cooling along with anti-inflammatory and super soothing. Not 100% sure which one of these I need to start with. I guess we'll start with the Face Freezy. It seems like it's kind of more like a moisturizer, so maybe it'll melt into the skin like a moisturizer and I can build on top of it. Oh, that looks very silicone-y. I thought this was gonna be like, well, like I said, like a moisturizer, but that does not look like a moisturizer. That looks like a straight up silicone-based primer. At least we'll be able to find out very quickly if that's what it is, because it should feel very silky and mattifying. That is in fact what it is. Okay, yeah, definitely silicone-y, but once you start blending it in and it starts melting, it loses that finish. Interesting, now it feels like a gel moisturizer. Whoa, okay. So having dry skin, that makes me very happy. Makes me at least feel like it's not gonna give me that super matte, dried out finish. Don't think I really feel any cooling yet though. I guess I can feel that it's cool when I put it on, but it's not like a sensation of cooling. It just feels like I've had it in the refrigerator or something when I put it on, but then it immediately warms up. The skin does look a little bit more blurred though. Got a little bit more glow to the skin, but it's not like a glowy finish. Just looks healthy, hydrated. So the point still stands that it kind of feels like a moisturizer. Now the e.l.f. Acai Glow Stick. I'm so excited for this. I really hope it's what I think it is. There's a glow. Okay, not really sure how much to use, but I can definitely see a glow. So we're just gonna put, I guess, about that much on, then we'll rub the rest in and see how it looks. Ooh, that actually feels nice too. Kinda thought that one would be a little more slick than it is. Usually those glowy products are a little more slippery. Okay, so both of those add a little bit of glow. The first one is more hydration glow. The second one is a little more of a luminous glow, but both of them are still very natural. Like I'd be okay with just going out like this, just with that on the skin. Smoothed me out a little bit, but made me look healthy, dewy, a little glowy, but I don't look wet. Now moving on to the base. This is where we have so many options, but I think I'm gonna stick with Drugstore for now. So the one I picked up from Walmart was this RE Love by Revolution Super Serum Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. I thought this would be great for camping since that's what we were doing. It seemed like it would be a super easy product to just build up and blend in. And I also grabbed this e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Medium Buildable Foundation because let's be honest, honest, e.l.f. pretty much always hits the mark, it seems like nowadays. Then we move into prestige or luxury foundations. These I think I'm gonna dedicate individual videos for so that we can see the long-term wear of the products. And we've got the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Stick Foundation, the new Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Luminous Foundation, and the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. And let me know in the comments which review you would like to see first, Dior, Makeup by Mario, or Fenty. I think since these are both drugstore and they're both supposed to be somewhat luminous finishes, one's a satin finish, one's a luminous finish, let's just try both, one on one side, one on the other. So the Ari Love foundation will be on my left side and the e.l.f. Satin Glam will be on my right side. On the Makeup Revolution website for the Ari Love foundation, it says just use a few drops and you can build it because it's also medium buildable, just like the e.l.f. foundation is. So we've got a few drops, let's warm it up on the back of the hand a little bit and spread the product through the brush and we'll apply. I might have gone a little light with the shade, or a lot of light with the shade. Oh, maybe not. That might work. Ooh, I think it's going to. It definitely has the luminosity. You can see the little bit of shine that's left over still from the lights hitting the face. So yes, the finish is very, very natural looking. I mean, that looks like my skin. Yeah, that finish is gorgeous. Let's see how buildable it really is. 3 more drops. I'm not gonna go nuts. Okay, I'm just gonna build a little bit. With this being medium buildable, I do have some razor burn on the neck here. Let's see how it covers that up. Granted, it's definitely not a full. I mean, you can still see I've got a little bit of texture coming through and some of the redness from the razor burn, but it's not nearly as intense as it was. It definitely canceled out some of the discoloration that's there. So medium buildable is definitely true. Now for soft glam, medium buildable. Since this one doesn't have a dropper and it's just a squeezy tube, I guess let's just start with that much. That looks good to me. This one is for sure not gonna be as light as this side, so this might end up looking real funny in the end. Oh yeah, that's not anywhere close to the same level of lightness. Here we go. Oh well. Actually, this one's pretty much an exact match to my true summer shade. This one's more like an exact match to my true winter shade. Okay, so did that just disappear completely, or is it just so skin-like that I can't really see it on? Is it the shade match? Is that why? Because that looks so good. Okay, that literally looks exactly like my skin. Maybe once I build it up on the nose, I'll be able to tell. Okay, but why does that look so much better? I've got to add a lot more just so I can see what's happening. Let's do the neck on this side so I can really tell. Okay, no, it is just such a good shade match. And the finish is exactly the same as what's on my skin already. So it just looks super, super natural. Okay, now I can start to see it a little bit better. Okay, I'm beginning to think maybe it wasn't fair for me to compare those two foundations because that is stunning. I love the way this looks. And you know, part of it may be because of the shade difference. Obviously, I'm not this pale right now, but I will be. But just the way that the finish looks. That finish is so much more natural. I prefer this finish because I feel like it starts at medium and goes buildable past that versus the Re Love starting at more like a water serum-y kind of base and can be built slowly but not quite as intensely as the soft glam side. That's tough. That's really tough. That's hard to pick. I don't know if I can. Which one for you guys so far? e.l.f. has my heart. Now for concealer, I'm using e.l.f. again. This is the 16-hour camo concealer. This is another one that I picked up from Walmart while we were there grabbing the other stuff. But the two that I ordered that are on the prestige side are the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer, as well as the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. I'm so excited to try this one. I've heard so many amazing things, but again, these are gonna be set to the side and we're gonna play with those at a later date. But let me know which one you wanna see first, Danessa or Mario concealer. Now the e.l.f. Camo Concealer isn't necessarily new to me because I've used it a long time ago, but then when they came out with the hydrating version, I stopped using this version and I haven't had a new one since. So I'm kind of curious just to go back to it for a second and see how it was and why I stopped using it. I mean, I know why. It's literally only because I'm dry and the hydrating version just sounded so much more hydrating. But if this doesn't make me look dry and cakey under the eyes, I'm totally game to continue using it. I don't think that was my shade, but that's fine. I am gonna refrain from highlighting with the concealer, even though I really want to, out of habit. But you know, we're gonna see how these foundations do. We're not trying to, you know, cover my entire face with concealer. So we're just gonna try to stick under the eyes with the concealer, and that's it. Okay, so now that I'm going over this side with the sponge, it's lifting the foundation, but not the concealer. So the concealer is laying down on the high points of my face, but as I'm continually trying to blend the concealer down and into the foundation, it's just pulling up the foundation. And I only ever experience that usually with skin tints. So I normally go in with my skin tints just with a brush, and I don't try to go in with a sponge or my fingertips, and that usually works a little bit better. But once I get the concealer blended out, I'll go back in with the RE Love foundation and just build it up in the areas that I've peeled away by using the sponge. So we got to 4 products in before we started experiencing anything that wasn't working beautifully. That's not so bad so far. You know what? This may not be the foundation that's doing that. This might actually be the concealer, because now I've got this like patch of concealer right here on the under eye that I cannot blend out. Well, now that I think about it, it could have also been the Freezy primer that did it, because that was sort of silicone-y based and it felt like it was sort of mattifying. So if any of that primer was bunched up in that area, it would stop product from blending out because it would immediately mattify other products. With it all blended, it does look pretty seamless, but there is a little patch right in that area where the concealer's not blending out all the way. But as of right now, my under eyes don't look super dry, so I'll take it so far. Now, like I said, let's just take a few more drops of the RE Love foundation and see if we can't very carefully and gently build on top of what's already applied. Yes, that is so much better. Okay, so now we know. This product functions kind of like a skin tint. So I recommend either using your finger or a brush, but don't go in with a sponge afterward, unless that's what you're used to and you can make it work. If you can, by all means, honey, go for it. Obviously, I could not. The coverage is still not where I want it to be on that side, but I'm afraid that if I just keep building on top of it, it's just gonna get cakey. So we're just gonna stop here. We're not gonna go any further with that. I've got a couple more complexion products that I was thinking I was gonna use today, but now that I've seen that I have 2 other Dior and Makeup by Mario products, I'm just gonna use these on the same day that I do those reviews. But again, let me know which one you wanna see more so I can do that one first. We've got the Dior Forever Skin Contour Stick. So this is the contour stick that essentially goes with that foundation stick, and this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. So this is the contour stick that goes with the Makeup by Mario foundation. Why separate the besties if we don't have to? Now that we know that, give me just a second to go off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and get my contour and my cream bronzer done, and we'll come back and try out the blush. And just FYI, so that you know for compatibility's sake what I'm using. For contour, I'm using the Ready Set Jet Beauty Baton. Then for bronzer, the CXC Beauty Cream Bronzer in the shade N2.5. Oh, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna try the sponge again just to soften these edges. This is normally what I would do anyway, and I'm trying to avoid using the sponge all over the face, but I have to do my normal stuff, you know? And if it doesn't work, I'll just add more foundation. I'm just so afraid it's gonna peel up everything I've laid down already, but maybe it won't. Hey, I think we have some progress. That didn't peel up any other product. Let's see if I can blend the upper edge as well. If so, we're making magic. Okay, yes. That is so much better. Okay, so far everything about the complexion is giving except the under eyes. The under eyes are just not so perfect and smooth as I want them to be, and I think that's just because the concealer is not a hydrating concealer. But we haven't said it yet, so it might end up being super smooth after that. But for now, we get to move on to blush, and I've got 3 different options here. 1, Drugstore, 2, Prestige. We've got the Benefit Flora Tint Desert Rose Tinted Lip and Cheek Stain, which I did not realize that I was getting a stain when I got it. I thought it was just like a liquid blush. It's a stain. We also got the Huda Beauty Blush Filter. This one's in the shade Peach Sorbet. And these just looked really neat to me when I saw them in CVS. This is the Maybelline Sun Kisser Blush. It's in the shade 03 Soul Search. So I was kind of thinking that maybe I could use the Huda and the Maybelline together, since one's like a peachy apricot, the other one's more like a peachy sunburn. And we can just save the Flora tint for a later date, because again, didn't realize she was a tint. Now, based on the way these look in the components, this seems like it's gonna going to be more like a highlighter blush, and this seems more like it's going to be a blush, like more matte. So we'll start with the blush filter liquid blush, then build some luminosity on top of that, if it actually works the way I think it's going to. First of all though, I love this component. This is so freaking cute to me. I don't know if it's just because it's so tiny or if it's the rounded edges, I don't know. Something about it though is just super cute. And again, since I don't really know what I'm getting into here, we're just gonna take some of this on the back of the hand first, then we'll diffuse it in the bristles of our brush, because I'm not about to take that directly onto the face to start out with. There's no way. That is a very poppin' summer springy shade though, that's for sure. I don't know what I was thinking picking a corally blush like that. I don't normally go for blush colors like this. I typically go with like your mauves, your wearable nudes, your soft baby pinks, because those are very trendy, but I don't typically go for I don't typically go for more bright pops of corals like this. Be curious to see how it looks on me in the end. That's bright. It's a coral. The tone is really beautiful though. It's giving like Miami Heat a little bit, and it looks really, really good with that foundation. If it looks just as gorgeous with this foundation, I think I might have to get some more shades of this one, because that finish is beautiful. That is really, really cute. It's like a flush of warmth. Then again, go back in with the sponge. I'm just so scared that this is gonna peel everything every time I go in with it. I'm afraid of that because of that one experience. But that only happened once. It hasn't happened again. That also blends in to look really, really natural. It gives just a little bit of a glow, a little bit of luminosity, but it's not too much. It's nothing crazy. Now we get to see if this is crazy. I mean, it is called Sun Kissed, so it's definitely gonna have some glow to it. Oh, we've got a doe foot applicator. So this is kind of giving me sort of like Elf Halo Glow kind of vibes. Definitely a cream and definitely more of your sun-kissed orangey bronzy kind of color. This might not actually go with this blush like I thought it would, but we're already here, we're already doing it. So let's just take the same blush brush, but instead of getting this all over the brush, I'm gonna try to just keep it on the very point of it so I don't blow it out too big, because I'm not good at moderation, okay? That little bit of oranginess that I thought was gonna work against the coral actually works with the coral. It just sort of pulls more of a red tone out of it and gives it that sort of sun-kissed bronze orange glow. But since it's mixing with a coral, it works really, really well. Yay! Okay, I was scared. I was very scared. Now I feel like even more would be better. Like the building doesn't look bad. And see, even the ombre on the back of my hand, that looks so good. I'm okay with those colors on my face. I will say though, I don't think this is a product that I'll be using as a blush by itself probably ever. It just really seems like, because of the level of orange tone that it has to it, if I were to use that alone without something that has some kind of coral to it or some kind of orange even to it, I feel like it might just look a little bit too bronzy on my skin. Oh, but I bet it would look so good on a deeper complexion. And real quick before I try and set it, I'm gonna make sure I blend out any excessive creasing that's going on under the eyes. For some reason, this concealer is really enjoying creasing on my under eyes, but it's not set and it hasn't been set, and it's been sitting there for a good, I don't know, probably 20 minutes or so. So I should have definitely had the opportunity to go ahead and dry down all the way. So setting should give us no problems. Okay, under eye creasing is blended. Let's blend out any creasing on the forehead too, because we're gonna set that stuff as well. Now I'll go right in with the Laura Mercier, tap off the excess, and let's set. Gotta hand it to the Laura Mercier powder, because that definitely looks ultra blurred now. All of that creasing and texture that I did see before is completely gone, which I'm so happy about, because I sure thought that that camo concealer was gonna be such a disappointment. Now, the CoverGirl powder. Instead of using the powder puff that comes with it, because it's so white and pristine and beautiful and I don't want to ruin it, I'm just gonna go on with a big fluffy brush and set the rest of my face with the CoverGirl powder. I love that this is fragrance and talc free, so I'm not clogging my pores, and I don't have to worry about that oversaturated cosmetic fragrance smell. You know one of the three I'm talking about. Either super intense baby powder smell, that's one of them. Super intense fake rose smell, that's another one, and that one is horrible, in my opinion. Or when they just add enough fragrance to cover up the chemical smell, and you can still smell the chemical smell and the fragrance they added. I hate that. I don't know if it's just the mix or if it's just the chemical smell, but I feel like that that's when it's okay to use more fragrance to get rid of that not necessarily as appealing fragrance. But I don't have to worry about any of that with the CoverGirl Clean Powder. You guys, I'm so relieved that now that everything is set, there's not a super obvious difference between the extra light foundation I used and the like exactly perfect to match my skin tone foundation I used. There's not a super big difference, and I'm so thankful for that. I was like, man, this is gonna look terrible by the time I finish. Before we lock everything in place with setting spray, let's finish off with the lips. For lip liner, I've got two different options here. We have the NYX Line Out Loud lip liner. This one's in the shade 10 out of 10. That's what it says the name is, but it's like a mauve sort of pinky nude color. Then I grabbed this Fenty Beauty Traced Out pencil lip liner, but this one is in the shade Cold Blooded. But this is like a really deep espresso black brown. So I don't necessarily think the Fenty liner is gonna really work for today's look, going with like a really dark outline when I have nothing on the eyes. Actually, that's when you would do your most bold lip, but I think I want to roll with something a little more natural, a little more wearable. Then for the actual lip products, I got this NYX Duck Plump. I really wanted to try the Duck Plump line, period. It's a high pigment plumping gloss. This one's in the shade Pick Me Pink, but I just thought these two together would be super cute. A little bit of depth and dimension with the liner, and the Duck Plump color is just a little bit lighter. Then I also grabbed and forgot to return this Morphe Drip Glass Glazed High Shine Lip Gloss in Stargaze with a raspberry scent. I had actually picked up a few different Morphe products, and then I ended up returning them without any notice because that's what they did to all of their employees when they closed. And I didn't realize they did that before. I just learned about it the second time they did it. But once I learned about that, I decided to return all of the Morphe products I had purchased. I forgot this one though. We're filming the video today, so we're just gonna use it. But I will admit, I was pretty obsessed when I saw this because I love these silvery shimmery type glosses when they're sheer and you're just essentially adding a topper to any color. So I think all that glitter on top of this, I just think they're gonna look amazing. And also this liner with just this, I think that would look so good. But I feel like if I do that, I need like, I don't know, some kind of black wing, or at least to go in and tight line around the eyes so the lips and the eyes aren't so separate from each other. Yeah, I would say that's pretty natural. I know it's kind of hard to tell right now because my lips are covered with concealer and foundation, but just know that's pretty much my lip color. Maybe a little deeper. That is so creamy. Literally laying down pigment the moment I touch the skin. Now that I'm really looking at the Duck Plump, I don't know that it's gonna be sheer like I thought it was, because that looks super pigmented. So this might be a very pigmented product. Oh, the perfect color though. Thank goodness. It's just a little bit lighter and a little bit more pinky than the lip liner. This is so thick. Oh wow. This is like a lip cream. It is very thick. But not sticky. Interesting. It's glossy though, that's for sure. Oh, this is plumping. Like tingly plumping. I didn't know that that's what this was. I thought the point was that it was supposed to be so glossy that it makes your lips bigger, but apparently this is plumping. Oh my gosh, it even says extreme sensation. Extreme sensation. Go me for being observant. You know, the plumping feeling actually isn't uncomfortable at all. I can feel that it's working and plumping, but it's not like that burning, searing plumping. If you know, you know, okay? Like when I tried that lip plumper, it's not like that. I definitely think that that color and that finish really worked though. I mean, do I look like I have duck lips now? Considering I have zero filler left in my lips, that's impressive. My lips definitely look bigger. I'll take it. And you know, I do not need any more gloss on this lip at all. It is plenty glossy enough, but I have to see what this glazed drip glass looks like on top. It's just so beautiful and ethereal, and it reminds me of like a magical fairy garden, and I need to see it on the lips, okay? I just realized I didn't get a highlighter. What a bummer. And so I don't get my applicator all nasty, we're just gonna go in with the lip brush and subtle, not as intense as I thought it would be, but pretty still. There we go. Okay. So it's just kind of lightening it up a bit, giving it some silver flecks inside of the pink. Honestly, it's kind of cooling it down a little bit too. So if you wanted this pinky lip to pair with something a little more like an icy white or a champagne on the eyes, this lip glass could really bring that there. And I still wouldn't call the plumping a burn, but I can still feel it, even after this whole 5 minutes I've been wearing it. Then for today's very last product, setting spray. We need to lock all of these powders in. I got this NARS light reflecting makeup setting mist and this L'Oreal infallible 3-second setting mist. This just looked really cool because it says that within that 3 seconds, it makes your makeup defy transfer, locks in makeup wear up to 36 hours. It's waterproof, sweat resistant, clothes resistant, smudge resistant, and phone resistant. And it's got a micro diffusing system, lightweight, non-sticky, won't mark or ruin makeup, and a natural finish. So we're gonna set the NARS to the side and save that. I know how much I love the NARS light reflecting powder, so I feel like I'm already gonna love the light reflecting setting spray. So let's just test out this L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. Shake well before use. Hold spray 12 inches away from face and spray in a circular motion for even distribution. Keep eyes and mouth closed. Wipe excess product. Wipe excess product. That's not happening. How could you even wipe away excess product? I mean, maybe you could pat away excess product, but I don't see wiping being a possibility on your set face. Okay, here we go. 3 seconds and in a circular movement. Wait, let's test to make sure we get a spray first. Oh, yeah, an immediate spray. Okay, she's quick. That was a whole lot in one spot and not a lot in another spot. I really feel like I should try that again. There we go. That felt like a solid circle all the way around. Ooh, that smells straight up like hairspray. Solely like hairspray. Ooh, I don't like that fragrance. I don't want to feel like I just sprayed hairspray on my face. And it still smells like hairspray. Actually, it kind of feels like hairspray too. You know how if you finish your makeup and then you do your hair afterward and you spray hairspray in your hair and you can feel it set the edge of your hairline? That is exactly what this feels like. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if it gives me all of the properties that it says it's supposed to give, maybe I'll like it more. But man, it just smells like I just sprayed a bunch of hairspray on my face. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's makeup. I think the luxury products and the drugstore products came together quite beautifully to make this entire look. I know we have nothing on the eyes or the brows. I didn't get any brow product either, or a highlighter. But I still think all in all, everything that we used performed beautifully. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what questions you have about specific product pairings. If you've had issues and you want to know how to fix those issues, just let me know. We'll try to address it in one of the upcoming videos when we review one of those amazing foundations that are upcoming. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!